Hi guys, this is Don from Start Gaming and Collectible channel, and for this video, we'll have a guide for the current guild quests that we have right now on Bleach Brave Souls. Again, this is meant mainly for beginners and not for expert or veteran players, because I'm pretty sure you know all this and more. This account is also a new account, so we don't have the best characters and accessories. So for new players, we'll basically go on this journey together and aim for maximizing our guild quest run. So to get things started, a couple of basic information. Mainly, you only have a few runs on the guild quest per day. So most important thing is maximize it. On top, you would see there the ticket. So that shows 2 out of 3. So the most important thing is that per day, per reset, you need to maximize those 3 runs. And we have on the screen Nami Lab, basically one of the officers on the guild. So second thing is the theme that's set up for Guild Quest is actually different from the normal theme that's being edited or set up on your account. Like for example, if we click on edit, the normal 1 to 10 theme, this is going to be different from the theme that we do have for Guild Quest. So you don't need to worry about the items and the link on them. It would be on a separate loadout for the theme. So again, we go back to a guild. And lastly, you need to be mindful about the rules that's set actually per week, especially for beginners to maximize your damage output, because it will determine the best characters that you should use per run. So for example, this week, basically the rules are, we click on Guild Quest. So the rules that we have for this week's Guild Quest is that it's damage times 5 for units with hollow killers, and then strong attack damage times 2. And oh, and the most important thing is the resistance. You can see it shows their resistance on the rule. For the weekly resistance is actually different every week. So for this week's resistance, we do have melee resistance. Again, I can't stress how important this part is. So for example, if you have a unit and its normal attack is melee, expected the damage that you will do to the boss and the mob is just going to be 1 damage. Basically, that's almost close to no damage. So you need to check the normal attack of the characters that you will use. So here is how we can check for the normal attack if it's actually range or melee. So like for example, we have here Toshiro. We click on him and then we click on list. It would show, if it's basically showing red, that means it's melee, and if it's actually showing blue, that means it's range. So again, as you can see with Toshiro, it's blue, so it's actually range. So let me show you a melee character. Let's click on change. So let's have Renji. Confirm that. So here with Renji, just click on list, and as you can see, the icon shows red, which means that his normal attack string is going to be melee. So if you are going to be using Renji on your guild quest run for this week, even though he actually does have the hollow killer bonus, it's still going to be 1 damage, so basically close to nothing. So now we put back Toshiro. Also, to help you with getting the best unit for the guild quest, you also need to check on your list. Like for example, if you click on change, you can actually filter. So I already filtered it to hollow. It would show all the characters, all the units that you have that actually has hollow killer. One important note to keep in mind is that, for example, if you do have a unit and it's only 5-star, it will not show on this specific page because it will not have the hollow killer on the unit. So very important, it will only show 6-star characters on this filter, because that's the only time that the character will actually be getting a the killer bonus. So So now we're done with the resistance, and we're able to see the collar. And now let's move on to the icon. Like for example, with regards to Toshiro, it shows that the normal attack has a sword icon. And then if we would go to Orihime, it would actually show like a wave-like icon. So it's important to note that it doesn't mean that if it's the wave like icon or if it's the sword icon for the attack, it doesn't mean it's melee or its range. The important thing is the color. Now for Toshiro, as long as it's blue color for the normal attack string, it's gonna be range, and then for Arime, regardless if it's like the wave-like icon, it's still gonna be range. So the most important thing is the color and not the basically the icon. So now that's out of the way, we move now to the actual team composition. Again, this mostly focuses on new players, and for players that don't have most of the characters, if not all of the characters, your team would be composed of the typical three-man squad. The main difference is that you can only use one character versus the normal interchangeable three-character team. Like for example, if you do normal quests, you would also have three characters per team, but you can actually freely interchange with any three of them. But for the guild quests, you can actually only use one character. It would be the one on slot one. It will also show usable, so that's the only characters that you will have control over. And basically, the other two characters that you have, they would just be controlled by the AI. So we just call them like the support units. So you don't have a way of knowing what they will cast next. Basically, if the skill that they have is on cooldown and then it's off cooldown, they'll cast it right away. So basically, that's how the AI works for the game. So for the composition, let's first talk about the two support characters. So what I normally choose for the support characters are characters with healing or a support move, and then a status effect on both their normal attack string and also on their strong attack. So the main status element that you need to prioritize is actually weaken attack, because that will actually help you with your survivability. But paralysis and freezing is also a good option. Like for example, with Toshiro, most of his attack has a freezing on them, except for the strong attack too, because again, that's the barrier move. So the good thing also with freezing the enemy is that you can actually get free hits, and that will also help with your survivability. So you can also use units with burn and poison. That's also possible if you want that additional damage in DPS per seconds. And again, depends on which side you feel that your team is lacking. You can actually choose one over the other. Like if you feel that your team is actually dying super quick without like finishing any wave, then you need to focus on like freezing or weakened attack element. And if you feel like your team is actually um, surviving and they're not taking that much damage, you can actually focus on DPS, so that's burning and poison damage. So also the most important thing for the support characters is that you need to make sure that they also have the killer bonus, which is for Orihime and also for Koga, is going to be the Hollow Killer. So as much as possible, if you have characters that can do both the support, the status ailment, and then if they do have the bonus killer damage, that's going to be the best option for you. So basically for this week, you need to choose whether it's a hollow killer bonus and then the support. So we have Orihime for our support. The good thing with Orihime is that on her strong attack too, it's actually a healing move with a shield on it. So not only will it keep our health full and help us with survivability, but it can also provide us a shield that will make sure that our unit would be at full health, especially for Toshiro, because as for Toshiro, he actually has this kill trait wherein if his health is at full, he'll actually get a 25% damage boost. So that's actually very good with regards to Orihime, because she not only has the barrier move on the strong attack too, but if ever we are damaged, she can actually heal us. So that's 2 in 1. So you can also select whether your support characters are gonna be like on normal attack build or just survivability. Like for example, with my Orihime, if you can see, her item is mostly focused on basically keeping her alive. So we're mostly focusing on stamina, a little bit of damage, all stats, and then for our character Link, we'll mostly focus on regen, strong attack recharge time, because again, we want to make sure that we can heal as much as possible and also dish out our strong attack. Because again, with this week, it's strong attack damage times 2. So that's for Orihime. And then for Koga, basically we're choosing Koga for the status ailment. And for Koga on a strong attack 2, it does have paralyze, and then on strong attack 3, it does have the freezing. On his normal attack, he does not have any status ailment on it. But again, this is somehow the best character that they have for damage output. And then for his accessory, it's mostly focusing on increasing his SP and also his attack damage for the normal attack. And then for his character length, it's mostly increasing his strong attack damage. That's strong attack damage plus 20 and then 16%. So with that said, let's now move on to the main character which you will be using. So one of the main things that you need to make sure for the main character that you will be using is that it's max out, max level. So that's going to be given, so that's level 200. If it's link slotted and then transcended, that's also going to be a focus. If you really want to finish or clear out all the 5 ways. But again, for new players, you don't need to worry about that too much. The important thing is to work on finishing as many waves as possible with the current characters and accessories that we do have on the account. So me personally, I'm using Toshiro, the Bleach version. The reason I'm using him is mostly basically with his kit. Again, I did mention that on his strong attack 2, he does have the barrier move, and then on all of his attack, including the normal attack, he does have freezing element on that. Also, the good thing with Toshiro is that he has a skill wherein he starts the quest with 10 barrier on him. So that will help him maintain the full health. So that will help him with his DPS because he'll be getting more chance to have the full health and then the full stamina damage boost, basically 25%. It will actually help him maintain the health and the full stamina more. And also the good thing with Toshiro again is that I do have a couple of items. I was very fortunate to pull the tea ceremony set, which actually gives the character a lot of SP. As you can see, 50% spiritual pressure. On his second item, it's mostly the cap, and then I did re-roll for spiritual pressure. And then for the third one, it's again I did re-roll for spiritual pressure, and then a couple of stamina increase again for survivability. And then for character link, we do have Mugetsu on the first slot because I do have the first slot at 10 out of 10, so it needs to be the same trait basically of the character. So for the second, we have Grimjo, the Halloween version. It's plus 20% strong attack damage, and then we also have the Christmas Riruka on the third slot. So with that being said, the good thing with having Toshiro again is that he starts the quest with 10 shield. so he can maintain the 25% full stamina damage boost. And then Orihime also has a shield on her strong attack too, so that will also help us with maintaining full health. Not only that, but she also has healing. So even if we do get damage, we can actually regain the health that we lost. And the good thing with Toshiro is that if you would use his special, it's actually guaranteed freeze, so you would get free hits and basically free DPS on the enemy. And then the good thing with his kit is that he actually comes with debilitator plus 5 seconds. So once you do have the enemy frozen, it's gonna be frozen for a while. So that's again gonna help you with your DPS. So without further ado, let's see how we'll do on this guild quest run. Again, keep in mind that this is somewhat a new account, and this guide is meant and more focused on helping out new players so that they can actually maximize their guild quest run. So let's see how many waves we can finish on this run. Hopefully, if we can reach up until wave 4, or if we can finish wave 4. So let's start. So the first wave, it's gonna be low. It's not gonna be that much of a challenge. Again, just need to make sure to constantly put out DPS. So once that is done, we have White Sangetsu. As you can see with my Toshiro, he does have the 10 shield. Okay, so it was gone, so we need to pass the shield. Usually so that we don't get damage. The 25 damage only. So again, we have White Sangetsu. Okay, so we're doing decent damage. Still get some more in trouble. Okay, so now we move on to wave 3 Ichigo. I think we're gonna be forced to use our special. So that we can actually finish the wave. I mean that special. It's a guy. So it's make it clear, and then as you can see, since Ichigo is broken, we have 3 damage. And as you can see with Goku, it has the biggest 25% damage. And it's unfortunate that we were not able to clear out wave 3. Again, it's just mostly with the characters not being fully one-shotted and also not getting not having the best items or accessories and there. So once you finish the guild quest run, you would be actually given rewards depending on how many waves you were able to get. So like for example, if we were able to finish the wave 3 and we got wave 4, we'll be actually getting 4 rewards. And then the more waves that you finish, actually the better the rewards is. So that's gonna be it for this video. Again, this is Dom from Start Gaming Collectible channel. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do find this video helpful, kindly drop a like and subscribe. It will help us out in growing the channel, and I would really appreciate it. Also, you can actually turn on your notifications so that you'll be notified once we have new videos and content for you. And again, guys, this is Dom. Thank you for watching the video, and you do have a great day, guys. Bye bye, guys.